Hello, my name is Joey Morgan. I played Zed Mantelli, and I edited Doctor Who Time of Your Life.
Hello, my name's Brian Corrigan, and I am the Sixth Doctor. Yeah, so this script is a bit different from all the other ones, because obviously I've played Chad Boyle and Demuzi and Fetch and Kraz and Hitler in the other novel adaptations, But I found that though they are lead roles and they are pretty important to the story, that they don't actually have as many lines as, our leads, like the Doctor and Ace. And so this one was a bit of a different experience for me, because I went in thinking, oh yeah, it'll just be like playing Demuzi or Chad Boyle, and I've played the Doctor in other things. I've played the Doctor in my own things and other people's things. But those scripts normally turn out to be around 30 to 50 minutes in total length.
Hello, my name's Jacob Licklider. I am the adapter of Time of Your Life, and I played Grant Markham. So we knew that after we were doing the Time Worm stories, because that was a big project, we wanted to do something. We wanted to do something to break up the Celestial McCoy just a little bit, and we also wanted to do the Virgin Missing Adventures. And because they aren't really, unlike the VNAs, which sort of have to be done in order, the VMAs don't, except a couple do. So we decided, why not do a Sixth Doctor story? Because the Sixth Doctor was the one who was kind of shafted throughout the Time Worm arc.
And, only like 10 minutes per episode. So it was a bit of a different experience this time, because instead of half an hour to just under an hour, it's, who am I kidding, probably well over 2 hours. I haven't seen the finished product, but obviously if you're listening to this, then you'll know the answer to that. So it's either 2 hours or just over 2 hours. And holy shit, there are a lot of lines that I did not realize that you had to do that many going in. Because with the other scripts, it seems, the other scripts I've done, it seems relatively well balanced between characters, because I guess you're just cramming so much into so little time. But this is like, I have probably most lines in the script. It is a very meaty thing, and I was not prepared for that going into it.
Time of Your Life is a really fun story for us to be doing. It's definitely very different from anything we've done before. I mean, obviously, it's the first non-new adventure we've done, but Time of Your Life is just so absolutely out there. It's so ridiculous. I adored playing Zed Mantelli. Easily the most fun character I've ever played, and I had such a great time doing it. I remember reading the book when I was first reading Time of Your Life, and I was like, what character could I possibly play in this? And my mind kept jumping to Zed Mantelli, because I was like, I could have so much fun with that role, and I definitely did. It was definitely different from what I usually do, but that's very much the theme of this whole story. Very much different from what we usually do. We knew we wanted to do a Sixth Doctor story right from the outset, because he's the only Doctor not represented of the first 7 throughout the Time Worm arc, and having adapted all of those, having all of our Doctors cast, we had no use for the Sixth Doctor, and we were like, well, why don't we make our first Missing Adventure adaptation a Sixth Doctor story? And Time of Your Life was a pretty obvious choice, because we didn't have to cast Perry or Mel at the time, even though we ended up casting Perry and Mel in Revelation anyway. But this was nice, because when we were first planning out the schedule of the Missing Adventure adaptations, it was nice to have a pretty comfortable story where the only impressionist we had to have on the story was someone who could play the Sixth Doctor, and of course Brian does a lovely job at that.
Hello, my name is Christine Grillon. This is my debut role into the Doctor Who audio universe, and I voice Mae Jordan. Going into this role, I was very, very nervous, because I haven't voice acted in quite some time, but it was also very, very exciting and I really, really highly enjoyed it. It was definitely a role that I wasn't the most comfortable in, but I also found a strange amount of joy taking on the challenge, as it's something I'd never actually done before. I hope to do a lot more voice acting in the future and just build my skill set. It's something that I used to do kind of just on the side, just because my voice was so versatile when I was a teenager, and I could voice not only young teen boys, but also practically every age range of female. And so I hope one day maybe I can voice a female doctor or two, possibly, hopefully. But until that day comes, I hope to just kind of dive more into the realm of voice acting and just having fun with it and see where it goes. I hope you guys really enjoy the audio story, and I am so excited to have been a part of this, and I hope that I didn't perform poorly as opposed to the veterans who were a part of this project as well. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks so much for having me.
I obviously came out of it all right, and I can't wait to do it again, but there were a few moments where I lost it a bit. Because you have to understand, this has been like the hottest summer that I've had in years. It's also been the most humid, and my house doesn't have central air conditioning, and my room is on the top level of the house, so heat rises as well. And, I can't record anywhere else because obviously it's annoying enough for my family to hear me screeching the bombastic Dalek noises and, the sixth Doctor's voice from me already just sitting here in my room. Hell, they're probably getting pissed at me just listening to me talk at the microphone. But, yeah. So, I can't really do it anywhere else, so I have to do it in my hot, sweltering room. And, dude, Jacob sticks to that novel dialogue, and here's how you can tell. The breath marks and the grammar is not written in a way that a normal human would speak it. It's written as you have lungs of I don't know, I don't want to say steel because that's not an accurate description, but big ass lungs. Because there are so many run-on sentences here. They're not even run-on sentences. They're just really, really big and wordy. It's the technobabble. It's the technobabble that got me. But the technobabble is bigger here than I've seen anywhere else. And, whew, it's just mind-boggling. I don't know how Joey can manage to do 3 to 4 of these a year. Because that's what he's doing. He's doing about 3 to 4 of these a year. And I'm just like, you're out of your goddamn mind. I don't know how he can do it. I honestly don't. Because, to be within your deadline and have all your lines recorded, and by the time he wants them recorded, it's like he has well over 200 lines per script, or something around 200 at least. I know I had something around that number of lines, and they're big lines too. So, whew. I don't know how he managed to do 3 of them as the Doctor this year, and I will be applauding him as he does 4 of them next year, because honestly, I couldn't do that. And, give Jacob credit for the grind too, because that man can crank out one of these scripts like he's just taking a shit. It's amazing how fast he can write this stuff. They're on fire, okay? They are on fire, and I love them. And as much as I make fun of them on my other videos, they really are amazing at what they do. But yeah, back to my part of the script, I guess.
Hi, I'm Mark, credited as Corey Williams, and I voiced the character of Anjor in Time of Your Life. Time of Your Life, I feel like, is probably one of the most fun stories I've gotten the opportunity to be a part of, and the character of Anjor is just a blast to voice, and I really appreciated the opportunity to do so. I never really thought I would be doing any kind of voice acting at all, even if it's just, a hobby to help out some friends' projects, and I find that I really enjoy it. I try to put my all into every character I do, and I definitely did that with Anjor, and of course Anjor is just absurd, just like a lot of the actual Time of Your Life stories, so I felt like I could have a lot of fun, a lot of free reign with the character, and I hope that came out well. I really enjoyed playing Anjor, and I hope you enjoy listening to Anjor. I think he comes along in part 3 of Time of Your Life, which I guess is already completely out by the time you're hearing this clip. So, in that case, I hope you enjoy Time of Your Life. Joey did an absolutely wonderful job editing, as always, and so did all of the cast, which I had the privilege to help in casting in this audio as well. I mean, I love getting all these auditions and listening to every single one, because they're all very good. It's very hard to find a cast for these projects, because just every submission we get is great, and we so very much appreciate that. So thanks to everyone who auditioned, and thanks to everyone who put their voice into this project. We definitely could not do that, or do these projects at all, without the help of so many eager volunteers, and we really appreciate that. So again, thanks to everybody for participating, and hope you enjoy the finished product, or enjoyed the finished product of Time of Your Life. Hopefully you stick around and check out more of these in the future. There's going to be a lot coming, and they're all going to be super awesome, and we would really appreciate, as always, any help that anyone would be willing to lend in future projects. I know I will have a lot of fun participating, and I hope you join me in helping make these projects what they are, because it's really, really a lot of fun.
Hello, this is Marcus Cotton, and I played Dominic Shepard in Doctor Who, Time of Your Life. Dominic is the head of the Meson Primus broadcasting station, and when I read the script, the characterization said he was a combination of Sidney Newman and Michael Grade, which is a little hilarious in and of itself, because it's, you have one of the heads responsible for starting Doctor Who, and then you have the head responsible for ending it, mashed into one character. I always am looking for something new to try, and so, because I never want to play the same role twice. Like, I played Dr. Kriegsleader in Time Worm Exodus one way, and then I played Saul in Time Worm Revelation another way, and I wanted to play Dominic yet another way. And I found this role to be much more in my wheelhouse. Back when I used to do theater, in where I grew up, where I live, we did a lot of comedies, and I always would audition for the big, boisterous, over-the-top role. That's what I usually played. So that's kind of how I approached Dominic, and the idea for my voice was sort of, that sort of gruff, sort of almost henchman-sounding villain voice. But I found that was sort of a strain on my voice, and I couldn't really maintain that accent, so all I really did was I toned it down a lot, so that it wasn't as gruff, it wasn't as much of a strain, and I found it much more maintainable. This was very different compared to some of the other Doctor Who fan projects I've done. It was a lot of fun, and I hesitate to say comedy, but it's much more tongue-in-cheek, and I'd love to see more projects like this in the future.
This whole cast has easily been my absolute favorite one we've worked with so far. It's everyone had such a great time. I could tell just by listening to the lines as I edit them how how much everyone enjoyed playing the characters they played. Everyone just took their character and just absolutely ran with it. They had such a fun time with it, because each role, and I said this as we were casting it, I was talking to Jacob about it, I was like, this casting call is an actor's dream. You could, every character is so unique and so different. We had some auditions where people auditioned for like 7 characters at a time because they just wanted to try out all the different people that we had up there, and we had some absolutely wonderful auditions. We put together a wonderful cast, and I think it came together quite nicely. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better with this one.
So we picked Time of Your Life because it's actually quite fun, and we wouldn't have to cast a companion, except Grant Markham, which is a role that I decided that I took on. It's a fun role. I get to be scared, and Grant really begins a journey here that kind of is continued in Killing Ground. But yeah, he was quite a fun character to play. Adapting this one was also pretty straightforward. I did cut out a couple of subplots that, if you've read the book, you may... I don't think you'll be asking, like, oh, where are these? Because, they didn't really add much, and I tightened things up here and there, but overall, it was a pretty straightforward adaptation. Grant was fun to play, we have a great cast, and I hope you enjoyed listening.
Hello, I'm Joshua Duffy, and I voice Morris in Time of Your Life. Pretty much for me personally, this whole project has been very exciting, since it is the first Doctor Who related project I've been in since after acting in youth theatre shows, musicals, and college videos for my friends. Pretty much what I like about Morris is that he is a TV director, and he sort of mirrors me at the minute, as I am in a film course and I'm learning how to do movies and TV, and also learning how to use the studio as well. So Morris might have went through what I'm going through at the minute, although it would be funny if it turns out that he did do a film course and he acts exactly how I'm going through, so a bit awkward, so ooh. And also personally, this is the second Doctor Who project that I auditioned for, as I originally auditioned for the Time Worm Revelation audio, although I didn't get a part, but then thankfully I got a part for this one. So to all the staff there at Security Kitchen Productions, thank you. And I'm also looking forward to working with you all on Time's Crucible, as I will be voicing Thrift, the servant of the almighty Time Lord Rassilon. Also, fun fact, this is also the second character in the Doctor Who universe that is called Morris. As you may remember in the Doctor Who and the Iron Legion comic, that there is also a character called Morris, but only in that comic that Morris was half human, half robot, but Morris in Time of Your Life is human. But who knows, it could be funny if Morris from Time of Your Life met Morris from the Iron Legion. I say they could get on very well.
So, yeah, there were a couple times where I just lost it, man. There were a couple times in the raw files where I scream at Jacob and Joey for giving me. Like, some of my lines amounted to paragraphs, man. And there were a couple times where, just due to the heat and the stress of not being able to get the line right, because I do get tongue-tied when I voice act. It pisses me off, but I do. When that happens, I get a little irrational and maybe scream at them into the microphone, and I just want you guys to know, from the bottom of my heart, I really do love what you guys do, and I really did enjoy this. Just sometimes it's frustrating. But yeah. So I enjoyed this. I cannot wait to do it again, because I'm gonna be beat up by the end of it, but in the end, I come out loving doing it. I don't know why. I just do. So, thank you, Joey and Jacob, for the amazing opportunity, and keep up the good work. Mwah.
So yeah, that was Doctor Who Time of Your Life. I had a fantastic time with it. I know at least most of the people working on it had a fantastic time as well. it's definitely something that I want to tackle more of in the future. And yeah, can't wait to work on more Missing Adventure adaptations. But for now, of course, it's back to those good old new adventures. Back to Sylvester McCoy's Doctor and me screaming my head off and scaring everyone I live with. So yeah, I hope everyone listening, of course, enjoyed because it's been an absolute blast. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy Time of Your Life. I hope you enjoy what we have to do in the future. I know I'm personally excited for it and can't wait to see what the future holds.